What's up YouTube, Awesome Yugi here, and today I'm here with my Yang Zing deck profile as promised. Not going to talk too much about this. I really like this deck, mostly because of the art, and of course it's a new typing, worm, or I guess you pronounce it like that. Mostly the art, and I kind of like what the deck does. It's kind of like Gustas and stuff. It's not really one of the better decks that came out of Duelist Alliance, but I really love it. I'm going to show you the deck list I've been running. I've tried and build it as competitively as possible, and probably in the future this deck is going to be a bit more competitive. But for now it's just really fun to play. So without further ado, let's get to the profile. Of course, you have 3 times your Chiwen. I believe that's how you pronounce it. These cards are kind of difficult to pronounce. Chiwen. This is your #1 tuner, light monster. Of course, all these guys have their effect when they're destroyed by a battle card effect. They replace each other. Really great. So 3 triple Chiwen. Then we have your triple beater of the deck, Suanni. It's probably pronounced as Suanni. Suanni, Fire of the Yang Zing. I'm going to go with Suanni. This is the beater of the deck. This is also the guy that gives you a 500 boost when you synchro with him. Really nice. He's not the 500 boost is not one of the better effects, but I do play him at 3 because he is 1900. It's really good, this format. And then you have triple Bian, or Bian, I think Bian. This is the guy that makes sure synchro not being able to be destroyed by battle. That is actually really good. And with 1600, he's not the smallest thing in the world. He can actually beat over any of these set Shaddolls, because with Shaddolls, Falco is the one with the most advance, and he only has 1400. So that's something, I guess. Then I play triple Bixi, so I just play all these guys at 3. This is the guy that makes you unaffected by traps, your synchro at least. And he has a 2000 booty, so I really like first turn starting with him, setting him, and then have like Pot of Duality or something to get your consistent going. Pretty solid card to open with. And then I play 1 Pualo. Pualo probably. He makes you unaffected by spells, 1800 defense. That isn't that bad. Unaffected by spells, not that relevant. Pretty much the only matchup in which you kind of want that is spellbooks, with Spellbook of Fate being that can really hurt this deck, and being unaffected by Fate is really good. But pretty much all the other decks, they might run like a Book of Moon as a one-off, or maybe Dark-Hole, but most decks don't even run Dark-Hole, so I feel like one of Pualo is more than enough. So that's it for the Yang Zings. Then I play 2 Fire Hand and 2 Ice Hand. This is just a good option. It's not that good against Shaddoll, but these cards are just pretty good options, being able to crash. I do like this. Level 4 is pretty good as well for your rank 4 plays. I do like being able to have these in my hand, or in my deck, their hands, but in my deck to have some options when I have problems getting over some stuff, getting rid of some stuff. So that's it for the monsters. I believe that's 14. Then for the spells, we have triple Yang Zing Path, or Pot of Dichotomy, or Pot of Avarice, however you want to call this. 3 is a bit much, I feel like. You could get away with 2, because this isn't really a card you want to open with, because it might take some time for you to actually get stuff in your grave. However, this is a card you want to see every game, so that's why I decided I'd still max out on it, because you always want to see this in any game, any given game. You do want to have a path in that game, and at 2 that's not always going to happen, so that's why I decided to play this at 3. Then double Pot of Duality. I really like this for the consistency. Your special summoning mostly is going to be in your opponent's turn, so the Pot of Duality being able to add some consistency and search out some of the monsters you might want. That's really good. Then I played 1 Soul Charge. I was playing this at 2 for pretty much since the deck was announced. cut it to 1 really recently, and that's mostly because I've noticed your opponent, if it's a good player, they don't want to run into your Yang Zings, and most of the time your monsters are going to stick to the field, not as much in the grave. Path, if they're in the grave, you're going to get them out of the grave. So a second soul charge with that, that's pretty much what it comes down to. Second soul charge was that pretty much all the time, so 1 soul charge is fine. This is really a card you only want to see in mid to late games. Then I added in the 1 Forbidden Lance. Traps were still giving me quite some trouble. I am running 2 traps done, you will see that. But the addition of the extra lance really gave some extra advantage, being able to get through some of the Dimensional Prison mostly, if you're not having a synchro with Bixi made. Really nice. I've really liked getting a liking of Lance in this deck. Then the 1 Book of Moon. This is more of a defensive card. And Dark Hole. This it isn't a really good card, this format, mostly because Winda cannot be destroyed by card effects. But you kind of have to see this like Fire King maybe, because Dark Hole does get you your own guys this effect off, and that is kind of good. So just as an option, Dark Hole is a decent card for this deck. That's it for the spells. Then traps. Triple Yang Zing Creation, because this is pretty much the only really unfair card you have, alongside with Path, but Path is kind of situational. This card can give you so much plus, it's just, there's no reason not to play this at 3. Then I play triple Skill Drain. Mostly I don't like triple Skill Drain. I've been playing 2, not in this deck, but in previous formats, in any deck I was playing Skill Drain in. I was always playing 2 Skill Drain. But right now, with this deck, being able to compete with anything, you have to go anti-meta, and you're just going to have to play triple Skill Drain. It's just the way it's going to be. And of course, if you use Bixi for a Synchro summon, your Synchro is going to be unaffected by the Skill Drain, so he can actually use his effects, and it's really good. But it can hinder it sometimes yourself. It's just against the Tellarknights, against Shaddoll. It's just a hindrance to them way more than it's to you. So triple Skill Drain is just needed to be able to win some matches with this deck against those kind of decks that are just kind of better right now. Then 2-Dimensional Prison, mostly for Winda. The Compuls, Balmung, Torrential, and Solemn Warning. And then, as I said, the double Trap Stun, because this is just really good right now. I feel like for this deck it's better than Wiretap, because this can shut your own Skill Drain off for a turn, if you knew that. So I do like Trap Stun over Wiretap, mostly for that reason, and just being able to lock out all 4 or 5 sets your opponent might have, especially when playing against the Tellarknights, instead of just the 1 with Wiretap. Of course, this card is Wiretapable, but so is Wiretap, so that's not really a difference. So that's it for the main deck. Extra deck, I'm putting it down too low. 2 Baxia. This is your go-to guy. It's a really good card, it's a great effect. And along with, damn, those names. Along with the Fire Yang Zing, Suanni, he becomes 2800, which is actually pretty respectable as well. For a level 8 synchro. 2 Baxia, then you have your... You're actually going to make this most, so this is why I do play 2 of him. You might be able to get away with 1, because but your extra deck spade isn't that tight in this deck, so I suggest you play 2. Then a Formula Synchron for Chiwen and Pualo. Misbird Clauseless, Chiwen and Bixi. Is actually a pretty good, handy card to have in your extra deck in this deck. 1 Underworld Fighter Balmung. This has kind of the same effect as your Yang Zings have. When he's destroyed by the card effect, you can special summon 1 monster from your grave. It's actually really good. And 2100 for level 4. It's pretty good as well. I was looking for a level 4 synchro, and it was like Armory Arm, but this is actually a way better option. Armades, one of the better cards this format. Goyo, because it's Goyo. Black Rose, because it's Black Rose. Crimson Blader, I actually decided to run this. I don't think everyone is running Crimson Blader, but this is mostly for the mirror. If you're going to have a mirror match, you might as well win it with Crimson Blader. Scrap Dragon is really good. Stardust is really good. Leo, because this can be a really problematic card for Shadol and Satellites. Really, Satellites pretty much have to make Excalibur to get rid of this, and Shadol, they don't really have any easy outs against this at all, so Leo really good if you can put him on the board. And then Star Eater. That's it for the Synchros. I do play 2 Xyz as well, because I play the hands. You can actually make these rank 4 plays. I play Castel and Exciton. These were the best options for rank 4s. Cut it Sunlord Arc, because I feel like these two are just more useful in more situations, and this is just a better card when you're actually in a really bad losing position. Exciton is pretty much the only card that could get you out of that. So that's it for the extra deck. Then the side, 2 DD Crow. For some reason I really like DD Crow as a hand trap in Yang Zings. It's just yeah, and of course it does hit a lot of the decks right now. It's really good against mostly Satellites. But yeah, I really like. This is the only hand trap, the only monster I play in the extra deck. DD Crow, I feel like, is the best side deck monster when you're playing Yang Zing. Then the triple Mystical Space Typhoon for the emptinesses or any of the Floodgate cards that's going to be sided in against you. Mind Control, because you can easily steal a level 4 from Satellar or Shadol or whatever and just synchro them away. Really nice. Then 2 Breakthrough Skill for Winda, because Winda is the bane of the existence of this deck. It's so easy to out-lose against a Winda if your opponent is playing his Winda correctly. Breakthrough Skill helps that. The 3rd DP for the same reason. But that kind of goes with what I said. If your opponent is playing their Winda correctly, they're not just going to crash into back row, fearing the deep dimensional prison. So, but it's still in there for anyone that does. Triple Phoenix Emptiness, because that's needed. If you're able to set up a board, lock it down with Emptiness to definitely if you have Emptiness plus skill range, it's just game right there. 2 Imperial Inner Wall. This is more of an anti-side than it's actually a side like for something, but this is against Dimensional Fissure and Macrocosmos, and it kind of helps that it's really good against spellbooks. That's just a plus that you take, because your spellbook matchup is really bad, because then they can just fade everything. But now they can activate Fade, they banish the 3 to banish something, you chain your Imperial Inner Wall so they can't resolve their effect. And if they didn't side in MSTs, which they should, especially if they've seen Skill Drain, but then they just lost that game, because Priestess can't banish anything for her effect either. And if they did side MST, you have 2 Iron Walls, 3 Skill Drain. It gives you a bit of a better playing field. And then the Full House, which I really like this format, playing in some of my other decks too, especially because everything is maining or siding a lot of these Floodgates cards. Skill Drain gets rid of those Floodgates with some other back row, or you can blow up your own Skill Drain if you need to blow up some back row your opponent has. It's just, I really like this trap right now. So that's it for the deck. Yang Zing, in the comments section down below, let me know what you think of this deck. Do you like it? Do you think it's better than people give it credit for? I have to be honest, I don't really think so. I mean, it's a fun deck and it can be kind of good, but if your opponent knows how to play against it, it's really difficult for you to win. But of course, Yang Zing is going to get some more support in the next set. I wanted to say the name of the set, but I can't think of it off the top of my head. So it might be a little bit better then. And I'll probably do an update by that time as well. So yeah, I'll see you guys with the next video, which is probably going to be a Shadol deck profile. or maybe I'll be able to get some Duel videos up as well. But for now, thank you guys for watching, and bye!